Madam Speaker, and good morning to you, Madam.
Morning.
I rise to ask question 132/2015 under my name, and this question is forwarded to the Minister for Youth and Sports, and the question reads, Madam Speaker, can the Minister inform the House what strategies are available within the Ministry of Youth and Sports to reach out to the needs of youth in urban and rural isolated communities, and what are the challenges faced by the Ministry to meet the needs? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Minister for Youth and Sports.
Madam Speaker, the Honourable Acting Prime Minister, members of Parliament. I must thank the Honourable Member Kumar to ask for the question posed on the strategies on to reaching the need of youth in urban and rural isolated communities. Yes, Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Youth and Sports is responsible for the formulation and the implementation of youth policies and programs that targeted the holistic development of youth and realizing the standard of sports participation in the country. Madam Speaker, in Fiji, youths are considered as those between the ages of 15 and 35, according to the 2007 population census. The total population, the youth population comprises of 36% of the total population of the national total population. Out of this, 51.3% of youth population are males, and the remaining 48.6% are females of the youths of Fiji. Similarly, census also showed that 45.3% of youths reside in rural areas, while the larger 54.7% reside in urban areas. Madam Speaker, as you know, the Ministry of Youth facilitate empowerment, capacity building, and training programs to both rural and urban youth clubs, including monitoring projects and progress of youth clubs and organizations registered with us. This is the youth clubs that are registered under government. Currently, Madam Speaker, the Ministry has a total of 65 staff, 52 of which are established and 13 are government wage earners. Our main challenges, or the Ministry challenges as posed on the question, Madam Speaker, that we are a small ministry serving a significant portion of the population, which hinders the progress of the youth development. If you take the, Madam Speaker, if you take the youth population and compare it against the number of officers in the ministry, you would find, Madam Speaker, that the ratio is relatively very low. For example, the Central Division has a total of 5 officers in the ministry that looks after the Central Division for the total of 1,333 and 274. Madam Speaker, the youth officer population ratio is about one officer to 27 youth. In a considered the other challenges faced by the ministry, the accessibility to reach some of the youth clubs. One restricted because of the settlements, of their remoteness and too remote. The settlement and the village are too remote, and couldn't be reached by, either by communication network or the roads network. Strategies in place for these challenges. For maritime youth clubs, we have consulted with former Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport, that for those maritime areas, youth clubs that are not accessible by roads, we are in consultation that they can provide outboard motors and boats. This is in Tunuloa, Tawake, Undu Point, and Yasawa. With those challenges, but we will conduct training for these youth clubs on this transport equipment before it's been distributed. For communication networks, the challenge that we have in consultation with Telecom and Digital, where youth clubs are not covered by Vodafone. So we have purchased a Vodafone VTSat network that is been installed in Evitu Youth Center to cater for youth clubs around the area of the Mbambadeba. At Mbambadeba, the whole of Mbambadeba are not accessible by road and also by communication network. So that is a plus to the youth clubs around that area that we have installed a VTSat through, we purchased a VTSat through Telkom. For the strategies for the ministry, in a concerted effort, Madam Speaker, to address the lack of human resources in the ministry, we are making arrangement to strengthen the coordination of youth development work by establishing a 14 youth administrator in the coming years to be deployed to the office of the provincial administrator. Madam Speaker, this youth administrator will look after youths under the district advisory council, or those are not are under provincial administration, and we have the youth coordinators and the youth workers, which are chosen by the provincial councils, and to have a youth administrator deployed under the provincial administrator, they will look after other youths of other denominations under the divisional advisory council. So we have come up with this plan to ask Ministry of Finance to have an extra 14 youth administrator in the coming budget. Madam Speaker, this youth administrator will coordinate all youth development activities with the boundaries of the provincial administrators, using the integrated rural development framework that is currently used by the government. They will also supervise and receive reports from youth workers in the Tauke communities and in urban-based district youth councils. Madam Speaker, the Ministry will be working in partnership with the Ministry of Tauke Affairs in consulting with them in getting more youth coordinators and youth workers from the province. As of now, after the last 6 months, discussing with youth workers on the ground, the feedbacks were very positive that some of the problems they are facing, they are lack of youth workers. In some province, in some district, they are only visited in every 6 months, some are not visited. So in consultation with the Ministry of Tauke Affairs and the Ministry of Rural and Maritime Development in realizing this initiative. Madam Speaker, those are the answers to the question posed on the Ministry of Youth and Sports this morning. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honourable Lorna Eden.
Supplementary question, Madam Speaker.
Question.
To the Minister, do you have links with other youth training institutions, such as Navuso and Tutu training centres?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I must thank the Honourable Lorna for the question. Yes, we are in consultation through other ministries that are more in working directly with the Tutu and the Navuso, but we are in consultation with the two groups, youth groups in Tutu and Navuso Agriculture School.
Thank you. The Honourable Bhumendra Singh.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to ask the Minister alluded in his answer that 1 is to 27,000 people, youths in the Central Eastern. I would ask the Minister, with your budget, current budget, will we be able to reach out to these 1 is to 27,000 youths?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Yes, I've just mentioned that we have a concerted effort to address this this lack of the human resource that we are getting a 14 youth administrator, so that they can be distributed evenly, and consultation with the Tauke Affairs board in getting more youth coordinator and youth workers to look after this challenge.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Ashnil Sudhakar. Oh, sorry.
Speaker,
Thank you. The Honourable Alberti Namuliwo.
how does the Ministry of Youth and Sports determines its strategies and its effectiveness or relevance in meeting the needs of rural and urban youth?
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I must thank the Honourable Bulbo for the question. Yes, after the meetings with the youth clubs around the rural and maritime areas, we have conducted training. We work on their needs, on their demand. We sought to change our strategies from being delivering the service to them or handing over. It's like handing over training. But for the last few months that we've been talking with the youth, visiting the youth clubs in the rural areas and the maritime areas, they've come up with the request of the type of training that and the challenges that they face. From then we form our strategy to offer and give them the request, the demand that they requested.